TDU SC celebrated its 1-year anniversary recently, and the road to getting to 1 year has been pretty rough. Actually, very rough. In this video, I want to recap each season's main gameplay feature and tell you why Season 5 is gonna be make or break for TDU SC. Let's begin. The launch of TDU SC was disastrous, with tons of server issues, and even if you did manage to get in the game, you had pretty much nothing to do, literally. You couldn't even play multiplayer races, as you would most likely get kicked out of the race, and that was literally the main feature of this game. Season 1 was rough, and there isn't really anything interesting to talk about in this season, which is why we move straight to Season 2. And Season 2 was definitely an improvement, as we got one of the best features we've ever gotten in TDU SC, and that is Ibiza. Now, I want to point out that you only have a small part of Ibiza, that being the city of Ibiza and its surroundings. But nevertheless, it's an amazing map. The island is obviously nostalgic, as it is a recreation from the previous beloved game, TDU 2, but it's also very beautiful. It looks absolutely stunning. The Mediterranean vibe is captured perfectly with the amazing houses and beautiful vegetation on the island. There is also the Ibiza Castle, which is very iconic, and it feels really good to drive on the streets inside the castle. It's also nice how they made the physics of those streets more slippery, as they're made out of stone. Season 2, however, still has the huge flaw of not having any gameplay improvements at all. This is still not a TDU game, as its only main feature is still racing. In my opinion, Season 3 is the best season of TDU SC released to date, because it brought arguably the best feature of this game, and that is delivery missions. They single-handedly changed the gameplay aspect of TDU, as you now have a fun, and more importantly, a TDU way of making money. The delivery mission is one of the most important features of TDU 2, as its uniqueness made a lot of players fall in love with that game. And to give you an example of how important these missions are, after over half a year since their release, I still enjoyed doing them, and I've been playing this game constantly since they came out. Another significant thing in Season 3 was the mid-season update, which also happens to be the best mid-season update in TDU SC. In this update, we got epic and legendary missions, which give 100 and 200,000 credits respectively, and are pretty much the best source of money in this game to this day. Now, at this point, any TDU DNA feature was welcome, but there was still a long way to go and a lot of things missing. Nonetheless, this update was a step in the right direction and things started looking hopeful for the future. Unfortunately, Season 4 didn't deliver like Season 3 did. Not only was this update released after 4 months instead of the usual 3, because they had to redesign the casino, the update was also very underwhelming. The big feature brought to the game was the casino, which yes, is a very nice addition, returning from TDU 2, but we only got one slot machine and no ability to cash out your earnings? What? On top of that, the amazing mid-season update only added another slot machine, as poker, which is also supposed to come in this patch, which would have made it much better, was delayed until Season 5. So, to sum up Season 4, we got a delayed casino with only 2 slot machines of content, with the coolest content being delayed for the next big update. Yeah, great. Which finally brings me to Season 5, and why it must succeed, in my opinion. And I think everyone can agree with that, right? The first year of TDU SC was really rough. That's the reality, there is no other way to put it. The launch of the game was disastrous. Season 2 brought Ibiza, which is a fan favorite and everyone loves it, but it had no content, it had pretty much no way of progressing the game. And this hurts a lot because TDU was always a game and the franchise about progressing in any way you want, you know? A diverse gameplay. A great thing about the TDU series in general was you could always choose your own rhythm and how to play the game. If you wanted, you could play really slow and pretty much set your pace and do whatever you wanted, how fast you wanted it. And this, in my opinion, was always very special about this game. Not a lot of games today have the ability to give the players a chance, or a choice, better to say, of either playing the game slow or playing the game fast, or actually whatever speed they want to play the game at, you know? It's up to the player, and that's really special and rewarding for this series. And unfortunately, TDU SC doesn't have the content to back this up. As I said, Season 3 was then a step in the right direction. It brought a lot of things other than missions, also the solo mode, AI improvements, and it was overall a nice change, but unfortunately they couldn't keep this going, and Season 4 was pretty bad, honestly. Season 4 was not good. The casino doesn't have a lot of content, it's not packed with a ton of features, and this is unfortunate because now this puts a lot of pressure on Season 5. And we come back to the title of my video and pretty much what I said at the beginning of the video. Season 5 needs to be successful in order for this game to stay relevant and actually become relevant, because currently the truth is it's not relevant. And the thing is, they advertised so much year 2 of this game. They said it's gonna be a very important year 2 and it's gonna be great, it's gonna have a lot of features which were in the previous games, and it's just gonna be a way better year than year 1 was. And in order to actually, for people to start believing in it, they have to deliver with Season 5, because that's the first update and the most important update in my opinion. Sure, you have Season 8, which will bring houses, which will also be really important, but this is gonna give people an idea of what to expect coming in year 2. And this is why they need to succeed with this update. They need to show the people that this game can be saved and is actually worth caring for, right? I think this update is make or break. It's now or never for TDU. They could faff around with Season 2, they could faff around with Season 4. Sure, Season 3 was an improvement, as I said. They can faff around with Season 4, and they kinda screwed it up, and they said they would have a very good season, and they promised us things. They didn't keep their promises, right, with the poker being delayed to Season 5. And yeah, now we have this situation where if they don't succeed with Season 5, it's game over for this game. It's pretty simple, it's just game over. As I said, with this update, they need to show people that this is a game worth considering and even maybe worth buying. They might convince some people, maybe Season 5 is actually gonna be revolutionary. And by the way, this is a perfect word, this update needs to be revolutionary. This update needs to improve this game significantly for fans of this series to actually consider buying this game. Because as I said, this literally paints the path down the road for this game. If this is not a good game, people will not trust anymore that they can actually do a good job. And then obviously, then it's over, because if you don't actually manage to get your fan base to trust you, that you can actually do a good job with the series, then how can you convince someone who's playing Forza or The Crew to actually play your game, right? I mean, it's only a select few people who actually like this series and are fans of this series. And for those people to actually play, you have to have a real TDU game with TDU DNA. Similar to TDU 2, you have to have those features, maybe even improved features. And Season 5 is the first step in that direction, and in order for this to become a real TDU game. And so, yeah, this pretty much sums it all up. This is the conclusion. Season 5 needs to be successful. There's honestly not a lot else to say, other than hopefully it's gonna be a good season. Hopefully this turns this game around and turns around its trajectory, right? And hopefully we'll see the beginning of the renaissance era of Test Drive Unlimited and the start of something beautiful, something we all fell in love with, and something which hopefully will make us happy going forward. But that's pretty much it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked it. I worked quite a lot for this video, although it's a short video. But yeah, I appreciate seeing my video, and hopefully let me know what you think of my opinion about the Season 5 and what you actually think of Season 5. So I can't wait to see in the comments down below. As I said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another one. Bye bye.